Good day. It is August the 20th, and today we continue in Judges 18, doing verses 5 through 7, and Proverbs 20. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. And begin Judges 18, starting at verse 5. Then they said, "Ask Elohim whether or not our journey will be successful." 6. "Go in peace," the priest replied, "for Yahweh is watching over your journey." And verse 7. So the 5 men went on to the tower of Laish, where they noticed that the people living carefree lives, like the Sidonians. They were peaceful and secure. The people were also wealthy because their land was very fertile, and they lived a great distance from Sidon and had no allies nearby. So these people of Dan are going out looking for a home, like the boll weevil, just looking for a home. Anyways, then they said, "Ask Elohim whether or not our journey will be successful." Elohim is the office of God, so they're saying, "Hey, God, office, like president, are we going to be successful?" And this priest, remember, he does, it's not fortune telling, it's asking God. He's the intermediary. "Go in peace," the priest replied, "for Yahweh is watching over your journey." They asked Elohim, but he replied as Yahweh, which means he's personally taken an interest in it, not just as the office. And first part of 18:7. So the 5 men went to the town of Laish, where they noticed the people living carefree lives like the Sidonians and were peaceful and secure. They went north. This is the furthest north, and still be in Israel for Dan, and it felt safe. That's why, they were living peaceful, carefree. They weren't worried about people attacking them. The people were also wealthy because the land was very fertile, and they lived a great distance from Sidon and had no allies nearby. They were easy prey. They could, there were no allies or enemies nearby, but they were open for anyone that would come. Because Sidon was, they were technically under Sidon, a protectorate-like, and they were far away. Proverbs 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is riotous, and whosoever reeleth thereby is not wise. This is not saying you can't drink. But I don't advise it, and it does say don't get drunk. The terror of a king is a roaring lion, and he provoketh him to anger, forfeit his life. Yeah, getting the guy in charge of life or death over you mad at you is not good. 3. It is an honor for a man to keep aloof from strife, but every fool will be snarling. You don't have to get into every fight you're invited to. 4. The sluggard will not plow when the winter setteth in, therefore he shall beg in the harvest and have nothing. Winter is when the ground is the softest, and they do their plowing. So, if you don't plow, you can't plant. If you don't plant, you don't have a crop. If you don't have a crop, you can't harvest. If you don't harvest, you'll be starving. So you'll be begging. 5. Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. 6. Most men will proclaim their own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? Only God can be good. 7. He that walketh in integrity as a just man, happy is our children after him. 8. The king that sitteth on the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes. 9. Who could say, I have made my heart clean? I am pure from my sin. No one. Only God can clean you. 10. Diverse weights and diverse measures, both of them alike are an abomination to Yahweh. God hates cheating and deceiving. 11. Every child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. 12. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, Yahweh has made even to both of them. God has made everything you have. Your talents, he's giving you the job, he's giving you the talents to do the job, he's giving you the physical ability to do it or the mental ability to do it. Whatever you have, talents, skills, whatever comes from God. 13. Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt have bread of plenty. Yeah, get out of bed. Don't keep hitting that snooze button. 14. It is bad, saith the buyer, but when he's gone his way, then he boasteth. Yeah, I got such a deal on this, and look at it. I said it was bad, but, it's actually worth 10 times as much as I paid. Ha 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 ha. 15. There is gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel. Material wealth is nice, but it can be taken away, lost, destroyed, or stolen. Or used up, because taken away and stolen are the same thing. But knowledge is most valuable. 16. Take his garment as surety for a stranger. Hold him in pledge as surety for an alien woman. Yeah, if someone comes over and says, look, let him do it, let him borrow this or whatever, and I'll guarantee it, get collateral. 17. Bread of falsehood is sweet to a man, but afterwards his mouth shall be filled with gravel. 18. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice carry on war. Don't be rash, get good counsel. 19. He that goes about as a talebearer revealeth secrets, therefore meddle not with him that openeth wide his lips. Yeah, if he's continually telling you about other people, he's telling other people about you. 20. Whoso curseth his father or mother, his lamp shall be put out in blackest darkness. 21. An estate may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Get rich quick schemes. Lottery and gambling are among them. 22. Say not thou, I will requite evil. Wait for Yahweh, he will save thee. Yeah, don't take personal vengeance. That doesn't mean you don't file police reports or whatever to report to the proper person. But don't take personal vengeance. Let God handle it, and he will. 23. Diverse weights are an abomination to Yahweh, and a false balance is not good. Again, God hates deceiving. 24. A man's goings are of the Yahweh. How can a man look to his way? 25. It is a snare for a man to rashly say holy, and after vows make inquiry. 26. A wise king sifteth the wicked, and turneth the wheel over them. 27. The spirit of man is the lamp of Yahweh, searching all the inward parts. He's looking at your conscience. That's what it is. That's your conscience looking. Saying, did you really do that for that one? Or are you getting personal benefit? 28. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upheld by mercy. 29. The glory of a young man is his strength, and the beauty of old men is a hoary head. And 30. Sharp swords and cleanse away evil, so do stripes that reach the inward parts. I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, or complaints, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.